Well, there's some debates in these parts that Oregon State should thank Oregon.
What are you thanking us for?
Ole
What did we
Miss,
do?
Clemson, and Florida State.
Okay.
Not winning your conference tournament is probably what gave Oregon State the 8 seed.
How'd you guys do in your conference tournament?
Well, you blew our conference up, so
who'd you play in the conference tournament? Who'd you get? Who'd you face?
Well, our whole season was a conference tournament. We were juggernauts. We just jumped around to different conferences and said, bring it, bitch.
We'll beat you. We'll beat you.
Big
We'll beat
10,
you.
Big West.
Well, you didn't really beat one team from the Big Ten. I think you went 0-4 against one team from the Big Ten, if I remember correctly.
See, my sheet says Oregon State 8 seed.
Oh.
Where? 9, 10, hold on. 11. There you are. Oregon's
scrolling.
a 12 seed.
So scroll must be nice. You're now the Notre Dame of college baseball. How does it feel, you sick bastard?
We earned it.
Just playing an independent schedule. There's
damn
nothing
right.
on the line for you conference tournament weekend.
You're damn right.
We got to play a team that's hungry and desperate to make it to Omaha in their own backyard. Nebraska in Omaha. We're trying to hold our pitchers for a regional this weekend. It's horse crap.
You fired up for it?
I can't wait.
Yeah?
I mean, no. But I will be watching this weekend.
Will you watch it?
I'll watch it this weekend.
Are you going to watch the non-Oregon games?
Zero chance. I will
just wait
keep
for the
an eye
winner?
on Oregon State and Oregon games.
Okay.
Like whenever they're playing, I will eyeball that. Nothing else college baseball related.
Yeah,
will
you're
get me
going to need
watch.
dual screens because they're overlapping.
Oh, we're playing at the same time? Then I'm going to watch the Oregon
State
game.
at 5 o'clock.
It's
Oregon
not a dual
at
screen event.
6 o'clock.
That's too much effort. That's too much time. That's not going to happen.
Probably ESPN Plus.
Should be great atmosphere, though. I think the weather's supposed to be great.
Weather is outstanding
just
this week.
one of the few times that we have a good atmosphere for our baseball game, so I'm excited for that.
So Oregon's the 12 seed. I know most of you know
people
this.
can actually, there are some Oregon fan who are outraged by this. I'm not even going to sit here and pretend as if I know. I know that they beat Oregon State 4 times, so that's the only point that I will bring up. Can we explain how Oregon State is a higher seed than Oregon?
Again, the conference tournament stuff
But again, I
sucks.
know it's a joke, but you didn't play in one.
Their RPI was higher overall, so the RPI that
the strength of schedule,
strength
basically?
of schedule.
Because the
Also-
records were almost identical, and
Yes.
Oregon won 4
I know
against
Oregon State played a ton more road. They had to go on the road a ton because of their independent schedule.
So
they
you
only
get points for that?
Well, you blew our conference up. So, we got a couple points from you. So that 4-gamer was basically a split.
I'm asking
They only played like 18 or 19 home games out of the 50 whatever, almost 60.
Couldn't get anybody to come to Corvallis. It's a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's not easy to get to Corvallis.
I mean, yeah, it is. Get there and play.
Is it?
What are we doing?
You flying to Eugene? You flying into Portland? Where are you going?
Take on the Pilots. They'll come down and play you down there.
Well, Oregon.
The Big Ten prior to the Pac-12 schools coming in.
And the Big Ten sucks. I'm not,
Is not a baseball
boasting about
conference.
winning a conference championship in the Big Ten because that's not, basketball or football. Those are actual tough sports to win it in.
Oregon's loss to Nebraska there did not help them.
You got Cornhuskered.
That is really stupid. Can we just at least acknowledge that? That's really stupid.
Well,
it's a conference tournament that doesn't matter. They won the regular season championship. It's one game. The regionals are around the corner. One team's hungry. The other team's not playing for anything. Can we acknowledge that that's pretty dumb?
Yeah.
Okay. We can move on now. I just wanted to ask that question.
I never understood the college baseball rankings or anything. It doesn't make any sense to me.
And everybody there's like 37 different rankings, and they're all over the map. Everybody has a drastically different. Where you're like, wait,
there's
what?
a couple that are clearly heavily weighted SEC. Even more. I mean, the SEC got 8 of the national 16 seeds. They're hosting 8 regionals. And there are some polls that are even more heavily weighted.
Each of the top 4 seeds were SEC teams, right? I mean, they dominate the sport.
Look, they're a juggernaut. They're probably going to win the national championship.
Sure.
6 of the top 8 seeds are from the SEC.
But you remember when Freeman came on with us a while back, he said that the Oregonian uses only 2 polls. There's like 7.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
He's like, we use this poll and that poll to kind of gauge how to properly write down where teams are ranked. So Oregon's a 12 seed. They're hosting the WAC champion Utah Valley. Fighting Utah Valley.
The Fighting Utah Valleys stand no chance in Eugene, Oregon this weekend.
We got some Pac-12 After Dark rematch potential here with Big 12 champ Arizona coming to Eugene.
That was the only one that was interesting to me.
Really?
Because it was a school I've heard of.
Big West champ Cal Poly.
I mean,
it's super weird down in Cal Poly.
It is the Cal Polys. The Fighting Mustangs of Cal Poly are in town, too.
So Friday is when all these festivities begin. We'll see what happens. I think most people in the region are very familiar with the regional play.
I mean, I would think so.
Yeah, the process. So
at this point,
it's a double elimination,
right.
4-team mini bracket at each regional, and the potential for 7 games to be played. if necessary, and then one team advances to the Super Regionals.
Oregon State is the 8th seed, as Dirt mentioned. They're hosting TCU, USC, Pac-12 After Dark, and St. Mary's.
You get a team from the Big Ten. Can you handle them?
The Australians coming up to play us.
Australians are
St.
coming to
Mary's,
take it
little
down.
surprise out of the WCC, which San Diego's kind of the juggernaut.
Where's
in the
Portland?
They had a win over Oregon this year.
They did.
Yeah, come on, Pilot Boy.
Where are they
Where
not
at?
in? Where are the Pilots at?
Didn't they have a no-no in like
They did, very beginning of the season.
Yeah.
No.
27 straight outs, right?
They
Beat
were
the Ducks.
integrating a lot of roster turnover. They had last year's team was the one they thought that had a chance. They got all the way to the championship game of the WCC tournament, but a lot of
those
freshmen.
conference tournaments matter. Like those ones,
Yeah.
I'm okay with because you're
When
playing
you're
for
one
a bid,
bid, basically, yeah.
To almost like I get to a regional, like that makes sense to me for the bigger conferences.
And the
it's really
WCC
stupid.
only send 6 teams to it, so you're not going
No riffraff.
12 deep,
Yeah.
no riffraff.
Get the
there.
riffraff out of
Yeah.
there. We played a regular season for that. Eliminate the riffraff. I like that idea. What do you make of the matchup against TCU's Bats?
TCU is going to be tough.
Yeah, it's
That's a tough
one.
team to play.
The Horny Frogs are coming for you.
Good offense.
Yeah,
Pitching's a little suspect.
is it? Yeah.
But I think the benefit of being in Corvallis is something that's
You get
gonna
that home
benefit
field
us.
advantage.
Absolutely.
You get that senior leadership on your team.
How's
Absolutely.
How's that week and a half layoff though? That's what I'm concerned
no
about.
conference
with the
tournament.
Beavs.
You just been sitting around not playing any
They
games.
haven't played. Since
I would argue
Rest
they needed
versus
it.
May
rust. Are you
19th
guys
or
going to be
something.
rusty going into this?
I'd argue they needed it.
Okay. How do you feel about USC speed? Can you guys handle USC speed on the base path?
USC is a
Yeah.
different animal.
They're quick.
We're familiar with USC from our conference
Very familiar.
matchups.
Yeah.
They,
Famously over the years.
Famously.
Yes.
Who could ever forget those games?
Classics.
So USC is going to be tough. That's going to be a tough one.
Who was the catcher the Mariners took from USC that turned into a total flop? Like first overall pick kind of guy. What was his name? You remember that? He was supposed to be the next
I
big.
do remember.
Who was that? He was
What
supposed
year
to-
was it?
Oh, this is probably 15, 20 years ago.
I don't know.
Was it Jeff Clement? Is that right? Yeah, Clement or Clement? I can't.
Yeah, we
He was a big deal coming out of
Oh,
college.
yeah.
He was like the next Mike Piazza, Joe Mauer kind of guy. And in typical Mariner fashion, it did not work out for them.
So if Oregon holds serve at home field, and by the way, Cal Poly, are we nervous about the closer situation?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Got to be nervous.
I mean,
about
totally nervous.
it. That kid has been unbelievable.
he throws gas.
It's
You don't want to be down going into the last inning against Cal Poly.
there's some rumor mill stuff that the NIL could be cashing in big for that kid.
Can we get that kid to flip on our team before the regional starts?
Yeah.
We got a little money laying around.
Well, I'd also worry about Utah Valley here. They're flying under the radar.
What is their mascot? What's the Utah Valley mascot? Does even Swigard know that?
Mitt Romney?
The Fighting Romneys?
What are they?
Romneys.
If Jason Swigard
no.
doesn't know your mascot,
Oh, okay, wait. Let's
you
do a
should
guess.
not be allowed in the regionals.
I'll give you a hot take. Duck fan doesn't even know it.
I'm going to give you,
Especially
okay,
the ones pretending to be baseball fans now.
I'm going to give you like a weird, I think it's something weird.
oh,
Like
dude.
Firebirds or fire or something. Not close.
Has a name, and I'll give you a clue. It's an animal.
Grizzlies?
Oh, that's okay.
Not a bad guess.
From Utah.
It's not a bad
Can't
guess.
be the Mammoth because the hockey team
No,
wouldn't take a
no,
local college
no.
mascot.
Their colors are green.
I know they're
and
green and-
black.
green
I
and
wouldn't
gold
have
and
guessed that.
black.
I feel like they used to be burgundy.
I feel like I'm seeing a red in my head when I think of
Am
Utah
I thinking
Valley.
of southern Utah?
That could be southern
Yeah,
Utah, like
that's
the Hawks or
that's
something.
southern Utah,
Yeah.
the Eagles.
The
Yeah,
Eagles.
I knew they were a bird.
Yeah,
Let me tell
No,
you.
I'm
they're
going to give you
like-
goats.
No
Utah
goats.
Valley goats.
Grizzlies,
Not
antelopes, elk, something.
Willie the Wolverine.
The Wolverine. There we go.
They're not Wolverines. They're just Willie the Wolverine.
Willie the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Utah Valley Wolverine.
It's actually kind of a dope looking mascot.
Okay, kind of cool.
Kind of looks like a mix of the Sonic
Okay.
and like a bear.
Well, we're going to kick your candy ass back to your sorry conference, Utah Valley.
What are you most worried about with Utah Valley?
I mean, just nothing at all.
Not worried at
if
all.
they lose to Utah Valley, we got some problems.
Oregon State, if they win, they will host the Super Regional, and that'll be of the winner of the Florida State. Well, it'll get reseeded, but if Florida State holds serve in
They'll play
Tallahassee,
Florida State.
they'll host Florida State. If Oregon wins and North Carolina, the 5 seed, wins, they will go to Chapel
We're going
Hill.
to take on the Belichicks if we win, huh?
That's right.
That'd be pretty cool.
Boy, you want to go to Omaha for the first time in your program's history.
Jordan
do what
Hudson
Oregon
going to be
State
there?
did.
Is she going to be hanging around North Carolina's
I
campus?
bet you they'll be
don't
at a
know.
game.
I bet they're going to be there.
Sure.
Is Jonathan Smith coming to a game again this year? Sitting in the stands. Remember how awkward that was? There was one even worse. Did you see who was in Vanderbilt's dugout this weekend?
No.
Most random college
How
baseball
could it
story I've
be?
seen.
Was it James Franklin?
James Franklin.
Not the same. Understandable, actually. I think everybody's like, yeah.
What is he doing back there?
He coached there for like 4 years.
He's been at Penn State for a decade.
You don't make friends. You don't have friends.
Is the Vanderbilt coach the same? Is it a new guy?
Dude,
He's hanging in the dugout?
you think that's
Wearing
weirder?
black and gold? I'm not saying it's weirder than what Jonathan Smith did, because that was all time weird. and
Wasn't
creepy.
Jonathan wearing an off color too?
He went like
blue or
he went like
something?
trench coat, hat down. He wanted nobody to see him. He was like trying to get away with a crime.
He really did.
James Franklin going back to Vanderbilt 10 years later and just palling around in the dugout? Like, what?
Yeah,
That's weird.
I kind of get
That's
it.
weird. No, that's weird.
He went to Cashville.
Penn State's baseball team must really suck.
Well, that's absolutely true, and Vanderbilt is a juggernaut.
That's true.
So there we go. Oregon State are hosting their regionals. If Oregon State wins, they advance. We'll see what happens, how it all shakes out in the bracket. Nobody can predict these things. It's going to be tough. Utah Valley, St. Mary's. I mean, my God, the schedule's brutal.
Can't wait for this weekend.
These teams, they're going to baseball.
It's baseball's going to be baseball on this weekend.
You're damn right
It's going to be all over the map.